Hey, do you know why one of us, out of the billion people that are in the world, is picked to just have this urge to pursue something different, to go beyond the normal ways of living? It's because they are called to heal the world. I have been on a mission to conquer myself, to learn who I am, to master myself, to discover and improve and develop myself. And today I'm going to be telling you how you can master yourself. And I think this is not the best angle to shoot this video because, again, my tripod is not as long as I thought it would be. And so we are going to need to sit down because this is something very vital that you need to listen and you need to hear. If you are called to impact the world, and I'm not saying everybody else is useless to the world. Each and every one of us has a unique value to offer to this world. And so let's get straight into it. I'm excited. If you're not, please. Hello and welcome. If you are new here, my name is Rhoda. Make sure you subscribe if you've not subscribed yet and that you can become part of this community. And also make sure you don't forget to hit the subscription button so that every time we're uploading a new masterpiece just like this one, you are going to be among the first people to be notified. And for you that have been here since we started, thank you so much for clicking this video once again. I really do appreciate you, and you are welcome back. How I am mastering myself. I cannot say that I'm even halfway into it, but so far so good. I am learning so much about myself. I am mastering a lot of things when it comes to me as a person, and today I would want to share that with you so that you can become part of the 1% that are living their life differently. Mastering others is strength, but mastering yourself is power. And if you've mastered who you are, you have power over yourself. And the first thing you need to do so that you can master yourself is seeking challenges. You can never get different at anything if you are in the same comfort that you've always been. You need to go out and pursue challenges, continuously seek challenges. And somebody's gonna tell me, I don't have that in me. I don't have the willpower to do that. I don't have that mental tenacity. Let me tell you when you're called to develop yourself. Let me tell you when you're called to heal yourself. Let me tell you when you are inclined naturally, by default almost, to want better, to want a different type of lifestyle for yourself. You are going to find yourself being pulled towards seeking challenges automatically. You cannot get better if you're just sitting and doing nothing. Seeking challenges is one of the things that is going to make you to master yourself. When you're able to take those cold showers, when you're able to make your bed every single day. Personally, I hate making my bed, but because I need to become different, because I need to be, and not just different, but I need to become better. If the best version of me makes their bed, I cannot live a life that is in conflict with the person that is a better version of who I am. And I didn't like making my bed, but when I decided I needed a different type of lifestyle, I started making bed, and right now it's a habit. I don't even think about it. I automatically make my bed after I wake up. Things like journaling, they don't come naturally to you. You have to challenge yourself to want to let things out at the end of the day or the first thing in the morning. Doing HIIT workouts that make you feel like you are dying, but then again you can't give up because there is something, you're building the discipline, you're working towards a better body, you're working towards a healthier body. Those challenges enable you and play a very significant influence in mastering who you are. The next thing that you need to do so that you can master yourself is actually mastering who you are, mastering yourself. And what do I mean by this? You need to come to a point of honesty with yourself. When you're not outside there, who are you? When you come back to your home, when you come back to your crib, and it's only you and yourself, who is that person? Are you the same person that you portray yourself to be outside there, or you're a different person who is a mess and not the inspiring person that everybody else knows? Because again, remember, there is a video I did and I talked about the 3 masks that we put on in our entire lives, whether we like it or not. And maybe we can say we are 100% who we are authentic, but at some point we put on some sort of masks. But coming to a point of being who you are entirely, whether you're outside there or whether at your home, is part of mastering yourself. Are you honest with yourself? What are you willing to sacrifice now so that you can get what you want? And all this comes around when you come to a point of radical acceptance. And Radical acceptance means you accept who you are, where you are, and what you are in control of at that specific time. What is out of your control, you also accept that this is unattainable at this moment. This is out of reach at this point of my life. Deciding that you want to be better and actually getting up and working towards that. And you having this decision means that you will need to have undivided attention, undivided focus and concentration into building into that specific goal. If your goal is to become better, what does that mean to you? Does it mean is working out? Does it mean is challenging yourself? What does that mean? And mastering yourself does not mean that you are doing so that you can become complacent, or you can become patronizing, or you can become condescending to others. It means that you have made a decision as a person, as an individual, to become disciplined and not to make others feel like they are less, or they are doing nothing, or they do not belong, or they are stupid because they are not like you. The entire purpose of you mastering yourself is for you to become better and not become judgmental or superior to others. You decide to become disciplined over yourself. You decide that you're choosing a different type of lifestyle from everybody else's. You make a conscious decision to scrap off all your fears and flaws without judging others. Mastering yourself does not make you special. You actually become a more empathic human being because you know it is not like the others are lesser than you are. You consciously decide that you want better than everybody else that you know. The next thing that you need to do in order to master yourself is to understand that time is a priceless privilege, and at all cost you need to protect it. One thing that we don't understand is that if we lose money today, we're going to make more money. If we lose our properties, we can acquire properties better or even more than the ones that we've just lost, than the ones that we had, and so many other things that we take more time and resources to guard. But we cannot recover time. I will never see this minute in my life ever again. I'm not gonna be 24 years old ever again. It's like the more we are growing old, the more time is running, the more the years are moving, we are dying. The younger versions of ourselves is dying. And if we do not appreciate, if we do not guard that time well, it's going to amount to a lot of regrets in the future. There is a philosophy that I live by. It's a philosophy I just came up with. If I am 25 years old today, after this year, I am dead. When you wake up every morning, that's the first and the new day of your entire life. The past doesn't exist anymore. I'm never going to be 30 years ever again. And it means if I am past 30, then I died, because 30 in my life will never exist ever again. And so the monies that we got so much, the properties and every other resource that we have a privilege of having right now, we can acquire it at any point. At 70, I could make more monies that I made at 30. At 60, I could acquire more properties that I had in my 50s. And so we need to guard our time with everything we have in us, because it is one resource that once it's gone, it's never going to be acquired ever again. And time is your privilege. What am I saying no to so that I can say yes to the things that matter? Because time is very precious and priceless. The next thing that you need to do to master yourself is prioritizing. You have to know what are your priorities, what matters in your life. And as someone once said, being everywhere is being nowhere. If I have to say yes to the world and say no to myself, what am I doing? If I am loved by the world and I'm hated by myself because I do not take care of myself, I do not prioritize myself, I don't look after myself, what is the price for that? In order to be great at something, you need to have undivided attention to your goal. You need to know what matters and at what time. If you know you need to be working on something and you only have 1 hour, and that between that 1 hour, someone comes and tells you we need to go out to party, what matters most at that very moment? Learning how to prioritize what matters in your life. And the last thing, my darlings, is to remember to hold others' hands. If all this work I am doing it for myself, then I have lost the battle. I am preparing to lose the battle. I do all this work so that my nieces and nephews can have a different type of lifestyle. And that does not mean that I am going to be repeatedly in their life poking them and reminding them how they need to follow in my footsteps. Absolutely not. But me being a different kind of person, it is going to inspire them. It might never inspire two of them, but only one. And that is what my joy is. I am doing all this work so that I can inspire my friends, so that I can motivate my friends, so that I can challenge, so that I can give a different perspective of life to my friends. I am doing all this work so that my family can see that things are possible. The most unimaginable and the greatest of dreams can become a reality. I am doing this so that I can inspire people in this world. I am doing this so that I can make difference in the world. So if you're doing all this work on yourself so that you can be proud of yourself, so that you can go out there and show people and tell people how different you are, how much work you put on yourself, and you cannot hold anybody else's hands, then you are failing. All this work we are doing so that we can influence other people. And that thing, when you see somebody else being inspired, looking up to you, that thing is addictive. You can never stop, because you know you are the light that somebody else is looking at. You are the light in somebody else's darkness. Somebody else's life depends on you as their light. And one thing, I cannot forget this. How do you respond? I want you to listen and I want you to observe yourself, how you respond to things and people in your life. What do you choose to influence you? Who do you choose to influence you? Who are your role models? You can't change your background, but you can change your background. In this sense, you cannot change where you're coming from, but you can change how your life turns out to be. You can change where your family is going to come from. You can change how your life turns out, only if you decide. So what are you listening to? Who do you interact with? Which people do you call your role models? Who inspires you? In whose footsteps are you following into? There is power in when you master your emotions, when you master your being, other people's behavior cannot influence your response. Because you know how to control your emotions, you know when to talk and when not to, you know how to respond to anything. And that makes you powerful. You have power over yourself. When you have mastered who you are, you have power over yourself. I know you've seen people post about, I'm really proud of how I reacted to that situation, because the past version of me could never have reacted that way. They are proud. Why? Because they have mastered themselves. They have mastered their emotions. They know what matters in their lives and what doesn't. And so a mere outcome, if something happens and you know it's beyond your control, it won't affect how you're going to respond to that outcome. Circumstances, situations, people does not control how you live your life, does not control how you act in response to them. I want you to make a decision right now. Start small, but start mastering yourself. Don't let people control you. Don't let people's behaviors and mannerisms affect how you live your day-to-day life. That's it for today, guys. Until the next one, go out, be the best versions of yourselves that you've always wanted to be, and see you in the next one.